Good evening, and welcome to your AI Daily Press evening podcast for September 25. Tonight, we're covering a range of stories from around the world. Firstly, we have developments in international relations, with the Taliban rejecting President Trump's bid to retake Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan. This comes as the US and Taliban continue to navigate complex negotiations over the country's future. In other news, a Chinese court has sentenced a Canadian citizen to death on drug charges amid escalating tensions between China and Canada. We'll be keeping a close eye on this story as it unfolds. On the environmental front, researchers have made a breakthrough discovery in renewable energy, developing new technology that could significantly reduce carbon emissions. This innovative development has the potential to make a major impact on our environment. We're also following stories in Japanese politics, where the ruling party is gearing up for a significant election, and the country is making strides in its transition to renewable energy with the launch of its first commercial-scale floating wind farm. Additionally, we're looking at a new study that suggests sweetness can dull our sense of salt aversion, potentially leading to excessive intake, as well as concerns over press freedom and human rights in China following the sentencing of a journalist who documented the early phases of the COVID-19 outbreak. Finally, we're exploring initiatives aimed at preventing heat stroke among the elderly in Japan and examining the role of community bonds in post-disaster reconstruction. That's all for now. Thank you for joining us on this evening's edition of the AI Daily Press. We're committed to bringing you fair, balanced, and informative reporting on the stories that matter most. Until next time, good night. And that's a wrap. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and Nanshall and know what's right now. The organization is struggling with internal conflicts, bureaucratic inefficiencies, and a lack of cohesion among its member states, hindering its ability to respond effectively to global crises. Secondly, we reported on the controversy surrounding free speech and hate speech sparked by the recent death of activist Charlie Kirk and FCC Chairman Brendan Carr's threat of regulatory action against media companies that broadcast content deemed hateful or offensive. This move has been met with widespread criticism from First Amendment experts who argue that such actions could have a chilling effect on free speech. Lastly, we discussed a recent Reuters Ipsos poll that found many Democrats are feeling increasingly wary about speaking their minds on politics, with 45% of respondents saying they feel less free to express their opinions compared to 4 years ago. This trend has sparked concerns about the health of public discourse and the potential for self-censorship. These stories highlight the complexities and challenges facing our global community, from international relations to freedom of speech and expression. We'll continue to bring you updates and analysis on these developing stories as more information becomes available. That's all for tonight's podcast. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, good night and stay informed. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, we took a closer look at Coca-Cola's stock performance and its potential as a stable investment opportunity. Our analysis suggests that KO offers excellent brand recognition, cash flow generation, and dividend yield, making it an attractive choice for investors prioritizing stability and predictable returns. We rate Coca-Cola as a BUY, citing its exceptional brand strength and consistent shareholder returns. In other news, we explored the latest developments surrounding XRP, the third largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization. With its price surging over 300% since last September, investors are eager to know what the future holds for this digital asset. While some experts warn that increased adoption of Ripple's payment systems may not necessarily translate to higher demand for XRP, others believe that the token will play a crucial role in facilitating cross-border transactions and providing liquidity to institutions. Lastly, we touched on the importance of staying informed about the constantly evolving cryptocurrency market. As investors, it's essential to separate a company's success from its token's price and to consider multiple perspectives before making investment decisions. That's all for tonight's edition of the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. Remember to stay informed, and we'll keep you updated on the latest market developments. Until next time, good night. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. I'm your host, Carl. In our recent reports, we've explored several fascinating stories in the world of astronomy and space exploration. Firstly, we discussed the autumnal equinox, which marks the beginning of fall in the northern hemisphere and spring in the southern hemisphere. This phenomenon occurs when the sun crosses the celestial equator, resulting in equal amounts of daylight and darkness at all locations on Earth. We also delved into a remarkable discovery about a dead star, specifically a white dwarf, that has been observed consuming a Pluto-like object. This find provides a unique window into the past and future of our cosmic systems, with implications for the development of life beyond our solar system. Additionally, we touched on the potential fate of our own solar system in the far future, as our sun eventually burns out and collapses into a white dwarf. The planets in our solar system may encounter a similar fate as the icy planetesimal being consumed by the white dwarf WD 0145+234. Lastly, we reported on the equinox's effects on our planet's climate, astronomy, and the behavior of certain species, highlighting the dynamic nature of our environment and the interconnectedness of our universe. These stories remind us that there are still many mysteries waiting to be unraveled in the vast expanse of space. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the wonders of our cosmos. Until next time, good night, and keep looking up at those stars. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. First, we took a closer look at the college football scene, where several teams are facing challenges on and off the field. From coaching changes to player injuries, we analyzed the key factors that will impact the remainder of the season. Next, we celebrated a historic achievement in baseball, as Cal Raleigh broke a single-season home run record previously held by Mickey Mantle. We examined the significance of this accomplishment and what it means for Raleigh's future in the sport. Finally, we delved into the rich history of the Chicago Bears, one of the NFL's most iconic franchises, and explored the story behind the GSH patch on their jersey sleeves. This tribute to George Hollis, the team's founder and a pioneer in the NFL, serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of preserving our sporting heritage. These stories showcase the excitement, drama, and tradition that make sports so captivating. Join us next time on the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast as we continue to bring you in-depth analysis, compelling storytelling, and expert commentary from the world of sports. Until then, good night. And remember, the truth is in the details. This is Howard Closewell speaking, signing off. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. I'm Charles, your host for tonight's episode. We've had a diverse range of stories over the past few days, and I'd like to take a moment to summarize them for you. Firstly, we reported on the NASA Artemis program's ambitious plan to return humans to the lunar surface by 2024. This historic mission aims to establish a sustainable presence on the moon and pave the way for further human exploration of the solar system. We also covered a tragic incident that occurred during a Phish concert in Hampton, Virginia, where a violent altercation resulted in a fatality. Our thoughts are with the families and loved ones of those affected by this senseless act of violence. The community has come together to support each other, and we've seen an outpouring of love and kindness in the face of tragedy. In addition, we analyzed the Federal Reserve's decision to lower interest rates, which has added fuel to the emerging market rally. Our experts, Vinicius Andrade and Zijia Song, provided insightful analysis on the impact of this rate cut on local currency bonds and what it means for investors. Lastly, we explored the importance of understanding the intricacies of monetary policy and its real-world implications for people's lives. We recognized the resilience and adaptability of emerging markets, driven by the ingenuity and determination of their people. These stories remind us of the complexity and interconnectedness of our world, from space exploration to human tragedy, and from economic policy to the people who are affected by it. As we navigate these complexities, let's maintain a balanced perspective, recognizing both the opportunities and challenges that lie ahead. That's all for tonight's summary. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Until next time, good night, and may your understanding of the world continue to grow and flourish. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. I'm your host, Joan. Tonight we're wrapping up with a quick recap of our top stories. First off, we've got some exciting news in the music world. Dolly Parton is back at number 1 on Billboard's Country Digital Song Sales chart with her latest collaboration, Butterfly, featuring the Zac Brown Band. This iconic country legend has proven once again why she's a beloved and enduring star. We're also celebrating the enduring legacy of Bob Marley, whose album Exodus has re-entered the Reggae Albums chart at number 10, marking a total of 104 weeks on the tally. And, if that's not enough, his project, Legend, remains steady at number 1. The man's music is truly timeless, folks. And last but not least, we took a look at Justin Bieber's recent chart performance. His latest single has debuted at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, and we're exploring what this means for the pop star's career. That's all for tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in to the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Until next time, stay fabulous and keep on dancing to the beat of your favorite tunes. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. First, we discussed the age-old debate about leaf raking and whether it's necessary to rake leaves in our yards. We explored the pros and cons of this practice and how it affects our environment. Next, we delved into the pressing issue of mosquito-borne illnesses, which are on the rise due to environmental changes, such as climate change, deforestation, and urbanization. We examined the complex relationships between humans, mosquitoes, and the natural world, highlighting the need for a comprehensive response to mitigate the risks associated with these diseases. Finally, we took a closer look at the same issue of mosquito-borne illnesses from a different perspective, emphasizing the importance of acknowledging our role in exacerbating this problem and taking collective action to address it. We emphasized the need for sustainable practices, preserving natural habitats, and developing strategies that prioritize both human health and environmental sustainability. That's all for tonight's edition of the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, stay informed and let's work together towards creating a healthier, more sustainable world for generations to come. Good night. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.